Just one time, bitch thick. All that money get flushed in a blend. Shut a dribble, go give me a ring. You got money, you don't gotta think. I was just one time, bitch bang. Let the app now I get with you things. Feel like urgent when I'm on the scene. All these felonies they never seen. Got my cup like I'm Argentine. Like the second bitch stay on my screen. I'm addicted to hating on me. Don't know what it takes.
Alright. Video number 2 of the night. Because I have to edit 2. Because I didn't do it last week and I should have done it. Anywho, what's up guys? So here is my 1989 M3. It was not planned, that's for sure. I did not plan to spend the money. I didn't really want to at the time, but some things fell in line, and long story short, I have an M3 now. It is not perfect by any means. It was a very, very good price, so that's something I really just couldn't say no to at that point. It does have a lot of flaws, but it runs really well. It has a new clutch. I have a nice stack of maintenance that was already done to the car, all with paperwork in a nice folder, so that gave me a little bit more optimism on buying it. And ideally, I know I said this about the E30, but this one we're going to restore entirely because I've always wanted an M3, and the fact that it's an, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, an Estoril Blue E36 makes me want to keep it even more and just do everything right, do it once and make it perfect. For right now, it's going to be a daily for a while. I don't know how good these motors really are. This is the S52, the 3.2 liter. It runs really well. I get great gas mileage, surprisingly. I'm getting like 27, 28 miles per gallon on the highway going to work both ways. So I'm really not complaining. It's a lot better than either one of my other, the wagon, the coupe. It's better than my truck, so I love it so far. It does have BC coils. It does have, these are the factory BBS wheels that were the Style 5s that came with them. I like these a lot more. It came with some OZ wheels on it, but I don't really like the OZ wheels. I like this kind of factory plus fitment. But it is all original. So that being said, I can walk you guys around and show you all the flaws, because it does have a few flaws, but nothing that we can't get past. Especially with all the parts that are abundant for these, it should be no problem to just get this thing perfect. We have a stock S52 here. Nothing special, although it's an M3, so it is special to me, because it never happened until now. But S52 motor, it has a Denon intake, Dynon, however you say it, intake. The biggest selling point on this car was just how clean the engine bay was, regardless of the fact that it needs a couple rust holes fixed here and there. Thinking about it after a while, I think most of the body panels that have like any small tarnish on them or any rust, like the doors, whatever, I'm probably just going to keep it that way. It gives it a nice patina finish. Patina finish, which is kind of cool in my eyes, because it's an M3 and it's meant to be driven. So if you're expecting to have a nice older car like this, I would much rather have the chassis perfect and rust free and all the main components rust free, and the rest of it that's like bolt on, who cares? It's a 98. It's meant to be driven. And I don't want to have to sit here and worry that somebody dinged my freaking door in a parking lot because I wanted to drive it to go get groceries or something like that. So personally, it's probably going to stay looking mostly the same as it is now. I love the wheels that are on it. The Style 5 BBSs. They have winter tires on them. Oh well, they were free with the car. I definitely need an alignment. Definitely need an alignment. But the engine bay is pretty darn clean. Strut towers are in great shape. No fuses were blown. No wiring looks crazy. Everything looks good. The oil came out great. I didn't see any metal particles. It was all good. It's got BC coils. Not a huge fan of them, but they work. They do the job. Like I said, I had to replace these hood latch I forget what these are, like the locks, and then the actual pins themselves, because the old ones were just no good. Luckily, I didn't have to replace the cable that goes all the way through the back. I was able to keep this cable in because I didn't want to have to pull the fender off and do all that extra stuff. I know I probably should have, but it is what it is. But it's an S52, so that's what's up. So, inside, it's actually pretty darn clean. This car came with the Vader seats in it, but I did not like them. So I sold those, and these seats also came with it. So I put these back in. They were already reupholstered, so that's just even better. They're in pretty darn immaculate shape. Even the rear seats are just in great shape too. They need to be cleaned up a little bit. I haven't really gotten that far into it yet, but I mainly just got it running and driving. Pretty pristine. It does, however, this will be the sad part that everybody will hate me for. It does have 282,965 miles. But minus the throwout bearing, it runs and it idles very smoothly. So, big plus there. So, with all of that being said, I have a couple parts list of things that I need. For the coupe, I need a full M3 body kit, hood, fenders, front bumper, rear bumper, side skirts, hood. I'll say that again, I need the hood in space gray, if you guys have it. That would be fantastic because I would really rather not have to pay to get it painted. But I'm really looking for that whole M3 kit so I can get that with the correct aero and everything that I want on there so I can qualify for some classes. Because I want to try to do grid life next year, do 5 events, travel around the country and do that. I also am looking for a set of M parallels for this because I really want a set of M parallels. I have OZs with brand new tires that I can offer as a trade. I also have a set of Works that are 5x114.3, but they're 19s, so they're a little bit harder to sell because not everybody likes 19s unless you have Beamer. Maybe if you have a Honda. Some of the newer Hondas look good with 19s, but I definitely need the M3 kit. Definitely need some M parallels. Now, I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who came out last weekend. I really appreciate it. Friends, family, everybody that came out. You know, I used to do this as a big dream, you know, racing and whatnot. But I guess I just do it for the fun of it nowadays because there's just not that much going on in the world that's that great. You guys know? I mean, everything's falling apart for us. Housing market's crap. I mean, car market's been through the roof a lot lately. So, it's nice to go to a track and just enjoy it. Do ride-alongs and all that stuff like that. So shout out to Alex for setting up that whole entire M-Fest car show and, you know, track event. It was cool to see how we competed and how we did. I definitely think we could do better, of course, which is why we have the twin disc on the way, and then we have the LSD that I'll have to order, and that'll be here eventually. But I also have shirts for sale, $20 a piece. They're FOF racing shirts. I had them custom made. It's probably going to be the logo from now on for everything. I haven't fully decided if that's the exact logo I want to go for, but they're just trial shirts to see how we do, you know, with sales and whatnot, and see what kind of support we got going on. Because it's expensive to do this stuff. I mean, you have all these big YouTubers that don't really talk about it, but it's expensive. It is expensive. It is expensive to have shirts custom made, designs made, all that stuff. It's expensive. I mean, I don't have cheap shirts. I actually paid for like really good, you know, polyester, cotton, 50-50 cotton polyester shirts. And they're comfy, so you should buy one. Especially if you support your homie. Especially you guys out there, shout out to all of you that have bought way more than one. One, to support me, and two, because you wore the first one and said, dang, they're so comfy, I need a second one, because I have 2 colors. I have black and I have gray. I have them in all sizes up to small to 2XL. So just let me know what size you are. I can either meet you or I can ship them to you if you're willing to pay shipping. I know it kind of sucks, but it costs me about $17 per shirt to make. So I'm not making any money on this. Didn't intend to. I just was appreciating the support, and it's cool to see like all my friends supporting me and all you guys out there too. Now, another big thing that I do need to apologize for, some of you guys that messaged me on here and messaged me on Instagram, I kind of fell off of all this stuff for a while. It's really hard to keep up with all this YouTube and Instagram stuff, and then like trying to live an everyday life and go to work and do everything else and get this stuff done. I just haven't taken the time to pull the camera out and make videos and like reply to people about their questions. I apologize for that. But also, please go back in the videos, because most of the information that you guys are asking me for is already explained in the videos, and I understand that there's a lot of videos that I've already made about the EJ20X and all the Subaru stuff, but please, 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 there's a lot of videos that I just go back and reference, and it does take up a lot of time, and I try to respond to all you guys, but I just can't. I can't keep doing that anymore. I've put all the information out there. I've had plenty of you ask me to do work for you and swap the motors and whatnot, and honestly, back in the day, I would totally say yeah, but nowadays it's just select people who I'm even bothering helping, you know, from time to time nowadays. It's no offense to you guys, it's just my time's a little bit more valuable to me than it was back then, and I just want to be able to have my own fun. It gets old building everybody else's cars, and then, you know, I get to mine very last. Same thing with like, you know, TJ's car. Took a long time to build it because we had a long list of things to do, because we replaced everything on that car underneath except for like a couple components on the front end, and then I just never really had the resources fully to just get things done and set up in line to just do it all. And that was the biggest build we had going on, which it'll finally come back. It should be soon. Joven said he was pretty close to being done with it. It should be done pretty soon in regards to the intercooler piping and the exhaust work all being done. He's got a life, he's got stuff going on his own, so I haven't been bombarding him. There's no reason to. He'll get it done on his own, but it's definitely very tricky to manage all of this in one shot, and I'm one person trying to do it, you know? So I appreciate your guys' patience, and if you watch this whole entire video of me rambling on and not really doing much, but explaining where I've been and what I've been doing, I appreciate it. It goes a long way. We started out maybe 2 years ago with like 100 subscribers, and now we're almost in the 600 range. It doesn't sound like a lot, but at the end of the day, when you're somebody as small as this shop, if you're a small, you know, person trying to start out and do this kind of stuff, it's a lot harder than anybody even thinks it is. Nobody explains this part of YouTube. Nobody explains how if you know, just make one video, cool, you're in the algorithm for your first YouTube channel, but the thing is just the consistency is really, really hard. So I'm gonna try my best to at least upload like once or twice a week from now on. Whether it's just doing car stuff or it's at least going out and doing something car-wise. I definitely need to step up the game on that, so I apologize for the long, boring content of me explaining all the other things, but, you know, I definitely should get back into it, and I definitely should focus a little bit more, especially with next year coming up and me wanting to do the whole traveling thing. I think that'll be a great way to really stay focused on this goal that I have in mind. You know, we don't get younger every day, we get older, so the more time I waste, the more time is lost. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more content. I will catch you in the next video, hopefully sooner than later. Enjoy this beautiful picture of the M3 and me, but buy a shirt. If you guys haven't bought a shirt yet, you should definitely buy a shirt. There's a few of you who have asked for a shirt and paid for the shirt. I will get it to you, I promise. Don't worry, I've just been extremely busy. There's a lot of stuff going on that is way outside of car stuff that I have to deal with right now. So, thanks for being patient. Thank you for watching. Lou Sazzle will see you out.